This program is presented by QubicaAMF, making bowling amazing.
Welcome, everyone, to the 2026 Bowling Promotion Tour's QubicaAMF Masters Series. This is a 7-match stepladder featuring the top seeds from our 18-game qualifying round, and we are here in lanes 21 and 2 at the Malo Bowling Center in La Meziere, France, for our televised finals. I'm Bruce Hall, and along with Marc Chavet, we provide the international commentary for this year's Bowling Promotion Tour. Today's match features the number 7 and number 8 seeds, and it's Christopher Viale of the U.S. against young Arthur Willemin of France. Willemin qualified 8th with a 202 average, and Viale 7th with an average of just over 203. The winner of this match faces the number 6 seed Crystal Elliott, with MBL Arnois as the number 5 seed, and our top seed Simon Ruszewski from Slovakia will bowl just one match for the title. We'd like to thank QubicaAMF for their continued sponsorship of this Master Series, and Storm for sponsoring our Women's Series, which was won by Crystal Elliott, and you can see those matches on this same channel. Our oil pattern today is custom made for these TV finals and is 41 feet in length, 7.86 to 1 ratio, and a rather light 23.8 mils of oil on the lane. This is easily the toughest pattern we've seen on these TV matches, so it will be interesting to see how the players attack lanes 21 and 22 here at Malo. It looks like during our practice we have a ball return here, and here is Viale getting ready to make a practice shot. With the more challenging pattern, we can expect urethane to be in play. And indeed, it looks like Viale is opting for an IQ Tour 78. You can see him throwing it here. This is a practice shot, and he leaves the flat 10. It looks like Arthur is back and forth between a hammer urethane offering, which is a 78 hardness ball, and an Effect Tour reactive ball. And we'll see who uses what as we move into the match. It looks like Viale will start on the left lane, which means he'll throw the first shot, then Willemin will bowl on lane 22, then 21, and so forth until we get to the 10th frame, where Viale will finish on the right lane. We have quite the contrast in players today. As we said, Willemin is young. He's just 19 years old. He's been bowling for only 3 years. Let's compare that to Christopher Viale's 57 years of age, 50 of which he's been bowling. And here is our referee, Philippe Sionville, kicking off our match. And indeed, it will be Viale on the left lane. Viale just rolled his 134th 300 game. 134, you heard that right. And he just threw that the other week in league. So here he goes on the left lane with that IQ Tour 78 urethane offering. We use urethane because we're trying to control the hook on the lane. On more difficult patterns, you'll see urethane in use. And here we are today, straight up the lane, dead flush for a perfect strike for Viale to kick us off. And there's a nice way to start your TV experience here at Malo. And a good shot by Viale. You can see he puts everything into that shot. And now let's see young Arthur Willemin's first shot under the TV lights, throwing that Effect Tour. And he gets it out to the right. Beautiful shot. Great arc right through the pocket. And another perfect strike. We are perfect through the first frame. Arthur averages 207 outside of the Bowling Promotion Tour. Viale is booking a 238 as we speak. And Willemin was second in both 2023 and 2024 in France's national championship. He was a youth in 2023, of course. He has multiple French regional titles. Viale has several New England Bowling Association titles and many, many other state and local and regional titles. And he competes on the PBA 50 Tour. And there's a shot that's left off Willemin's hand, and he knew it as soon as he let it go. And we can watch this ball. This is at least 3 or 4 boards left of target. And indeed, this oil pattern, even though there's a fairly high ratio, I mean, we've seen 12-to-1 ratios typically for these TV matches. This is a 7.6-to-1 ratio, but it's only 23 mils of oil, so you're not going to see a lot of hold. And watch this backup ball to go after the 3, 6, 9, 10. What a great attempt and spare for Willemin, and that is a very, very difficult spare and a good way to go about it. Most bowlers will tell you that 3, 6, 9, 10 is easily as difficult as many splits to try to convert. So good for him, clean through 2. And here is Viale. Can he double up and take the early lead in the match? Look at that intensity. Focused on the shot, loads up, lets it go, gets it left, and oh, nasty. 3, 4, 7, 10. And again, we've seen some other matches on this pair where the left lane has proven itself to be a little bit drier, and now he goes right through the beak for a nasty split. Did not break up anything there. And so the trick here is to get it to the right of that 3-pin, the lead pin there, slide that pin over to the other 2 on the left, and the ball takes out the 10-pin. Let's see if he can get it off to the right. As the graphic shows, this is Christopher's 4th participation in the Bowling Promotion Tour, and he's here with his wife Amy as usual. And just a little bit left on the 3-pin, and only takes out the 3 and the 10, leaving Viale open with 8 in the second frame. And so there's an early 14-pin lead by Willemin, sitting on the bench. And let's see if these bowlers are going to move into struggle territory or they're going to get back on track and throw some strikes here. They both threw a perfect shot in the first and missed in the second. So let's see what happens here in the third. There's a nice inset shot of Viale. He gets that one to the right, and a good shot, and he leaves the ring 10, gets the messenger over, but won't take it out. He wiggles the 10, but not enough to get it. Good shot out to the dry. The ball turns up. That urethane is not going to make a hard move towards the pins like a reactive would, but he gets it up for a good solid pocket shot. Now he'll move over to the ice spare ball and go straight at the 10-pin cross lane. And he makes he knew it was a little close, a little bit to the right there, Christopher, but he does make the spare. So Viale spares in the third. Now let's see what Arthur can do as he gets up in his third frame. Christopher and Amy Viale, huge supporters of bowling. They have they bring in a lot of sponsor money for the New England Bowlers Association. They sponsor the Northeast Mega Bucks. And there's another one left, and that's almost the same split as Viale just left for Willemin on the right lane. 3, 4, 7 only. Look at that. I mean, that's almost the same arc, with quite a few more revs, of course, that Christopher just had on that lane. And let's see what he chooses to do. He actually has a choice here. He could go for just the 2 on the left, but no, he's going to opt to try to make the spare. And he's going to put the ball in almost exactly the same spot that Viale did and only take out the 1. And again, he's going to leave 8 on that right lane. And guess what? Just gave the lead back to Viale by a pin. And so here we are in the fourth. So we've had strikes in the first frame and 3 misses and a weak 10 since. So bowlers not exactly lined up here. Again, this oil pattern showing that it's challenging. Once again, that looks like a pretty good shot. Oh, a little bit late. It stands up at the back end. We call that standing up, meaning it doesn't slow down and turn towards the pocket. Watch the ball get to the break point here, about there. It should make a harder move to the left end. It doesn't. It goes straighter. I think that is what we're seeing on this pair. The left lane is proving itself to be a little bit tighter, especially down lane. By tighter, we mean oilier, not as much hook. A little bit more straight down lane, and that was definitely what happened to Willemin on that shot. And he'll take his effector and convert the spare. And so another missed pocket shot. We're 3 and 4 in terms of pocket hits here so far. So again, pattern not proving easy. And there is Viale staying with that IQ Tour 78. Very important to, if you're using urethane, wipe all the oil off it because none of it absorbs in the ball. It stays on the outside. And that's why urethane has a tendency to deposit that oil down lane. And that's why it changes the pattern so quickly. So there's Viale. That's a pretty good looking shot. But again, oh yeah, and he flushes it. I thought it might slow down and turn through the beak like it did the last time on that lane. But it straightens out in the back end. Watch this, just straightens out. This is what we want urethane to do. We want it to control the back end. And it goes straight through the pins pretty much. And absolute dead flush, perfect strike for Viale. And he does indeed claim the 1-pin lead going into the 5th frame. And as we said, Viale, multiple New England Bowler Association titles. He sponsors a huge money tournament, the Northeast Megabucks, in the late November timeframe. He's in the New England area. And that one's definitely right of target. And he gets it back, though. And he scrambles the rack and leaves the 10-pin, so can't double up. I wasn't sure if that was going to make it back to the pocket, but it did. Watch him get it out to the right here. That's at least 2 or 3 boards right at the break point, but it does recover. He's got that little slower speed than Willemin does. Willemin's went straight in that spot, even though he was throwing reactive. Now Christopher once again cross lane with the ice spare ball. And he kind of dumps it in the lane, and a little bit cleaner, less drama on that spare, and retains his 1-pin lead. It just goes to show you can have a very exciting match without a lot of strikes, which is what we're seeing here. We've got 3 out of 9 strikes. And let's see what Arthur can do here. He's staying with that effector. He hasn't hit the pocket since the first frame. And again, once again, that ball goes straight. Even on the drier lane, that ball went right through it. He might be a little bit amped up and throwing it through the break. Turn up a little bit, please. And he leaves the 2-4-5 bucket combination. I think he was hoping that ball would turn up, and it didn't. So we may already actually be seeing the effects of urethane here, because Viale throwing that IQ Tour 78, and once that ball gets past the end of the oil pattern, it's depositing oil down there, so you might actually seeing some of that. Great cover there on the 2-4-5. Might actually see some of that oil depositing down on the back end, which means Willemin is not going to see the break point that he saw earlier in practice and in the early frames of the match. So those last 2, I think, were indicative of that. I think they were pretty good shots, but the ball went straight where he didn't expect it to. Oh, there's a ball return. I don't know if Willemin saw, but the ball just came down the ramp. It's on its way back, and it'll be here in just a second. There it is, and there we go. So, yeah, as we said, Willemin only averaging 207 outside the BPT, bowling for 3 years. But quite an enthusiastic young player, an exciting young player, as you could see by his rev rate and the way he gets through the shot. There's another good-looking shot. Well, that one turned up dead flush. Beautiful adjustment there by Willemin, and he strikes in the 6th frame. And he knew it. He knew it. He knew it. He likes it. He likes it, and gets it. So, staying with that effector. And now Viale, what will he do? He has neither player able to double here. And let's see if Viale can put a strike up in the 6th. He's got 1 strike on each lane exactly. So let's see if he can figure out these moves, very delicate moves you need to make to try to get the ball in the pocket. And that one looks pretty far right. He gets it up, and through the pocket and a 9-pin. That was harsh. That was a good shot. And the ball comes through the pocket. Watch this. Normally we don't expect this of urethane, but it just keeps going to the left of the 9-pin. And on a pocket shot, he goes in there and leaves the 9-pin. There you can see our YouTube channel for Bowling Promotion Tour. You can check that out. You can check out the Bowling Promotion website. There'll be details of the upcoming 2026, 2027 Bowling Promotion Tour, which you can participate in. I would highly recommend that trip. It's a 4 or 5 stop around different cities in Paris for the qualifying, and then here in La Meziere for the finals, a beautiful tour of France. They're not kidding when they say Bowling Promotion Tour for France. And actually our coordinator is the French commentator for these matches. It is Bruno Bidone, and he works with Marc Chavet on the French side of things. You can see Bruno right behind Christopher there. And of course Marc Chavet will interview Christopher after the match, so you can stay tuned for that. And Christopher gets it out to the pocket. That would have been a double if it weren't for that nasty 9-pin. He finally strikes on this left lane, and he just can't seem to put two together here. And so there is Bruno on the left, and here is, well, this is a ball change. This is a move to the black urethane for Willemin. He wants a little more control, but again he gets it left and through the beak, but only leaves the 3-pin. This was his bid to try to double up, and he wasn't able to do it. And watch that ball go straight. Even though it's urethane, it doesn't hook as much when you pull it that far left. You have to expect the ball to go through the beak like that. It's just not going to hold on this oil pattern. So now a relatively routine 3-pin conversion here for young Arthur. And good looking spare there. So 3-pin lead for Viale going in. It's been really a tight match all the way through. Both players here staring at, let's see, 20, 212 to 225 are our max scores. If you look at Viale, has the chance, since he's got a strike up in the 7th, he can max out at 225, Arthur at 212. But that would require bowlers doubling at least, which we have not seen yet in this match. And there is Willemin, gets that one out. Good strike there. Again, bowlers just nibbling around the pocket. Just can't seem to put two together here. And both bowlers pacing to a 180 pace. A good looking shot there by Willemin. I have to applaud this ball change to the urethane. I think that was a smart move to try to control the lane, and with the carry down, you want to not expect that reactive ball to finish on the back. You want it to straighten out, which is fine. And now Christopher on a strike. Can he double up and take the 13-pin lead? He gets it out. Pretty good looking shot. Turn up, and he gets the double. There we go. Great shot there by Christopher. He says, what do I have to do? Finally, I'm able to get a ball back. Gets it out to that dry turn up, and he scrambles the rack for the double, which is going to give him the 13-pin lead. And here we are going into the 9th frame. And we're coming down to it. Can Christopher triple up here and all but put this away? Actually, I shouldn't say that. Arthur still has 212 in the wood. And Christopher still 225. Can he get the 1 in the 9th, the all-important foundation frame? And look at that determination. Leans back and he rips through the shot, gets it out. Good looking ball. Oh, but it goes right through the break point on the tighter lane. He can't believe it. And frankly, neither can I. That did not look like that bad a shot, but watch what happens. This ball gets down there. It just goes absolutely straight and leaves a tragic super washout, as we call it. And that is a terrible break for Viale. I won't say break because he missed the pocket, but boy, I thought he threw it better than that. It must have caught some of that oil that he himself carried down with the with the urethane ball, and now he goes for the spare and only gets 2. So unfortunately, and that's going to give him 154, right? 154 in the 9th. And so his max now is 184, with Willemin pacing to 182. And what a change in the fortunes of Mr. Viale based on that shot. It was just a tragic outcome. There's a pretty good looking ball, and he goes up and almost leaves the 7-10, and then almost gets them both. Gets the 7 to go and a wiggle on the 10 pin. But all importantly, did not double up, which is going to keep Christopher in this match. And look at that wiggle, 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 wiggle. Please go, won't go. So there is a routine 10-pin spare for Willemin. Let's see if he backs into it. I know he goes back up for that 3, 6, 9, 10. Let's see what he does with the 10-pin. Indeed, he goes back up to give himself a little more room on that spare and makes the spare. Good cover. So he now enjoys just an 8-pin lead going into the 10th frame. And let's see if he can pull something off here. He can shut out the match. He can go 192 with a double. And I think earlier Christopher was giving him a pointer or two. You can see how high that pin is. You see how the pin is way far up off of his fingers. So that's going to get that ball down the lane to give him some finish. And now the all-important shot, and he gets it out, and he gets the strike in the 10th. And there it is. One more, and he shuts out the match. He gets this ball back from a long way out to the right. I think this oil pattern is really showing its true colors in that you've got a lot more room to the right to have the ball recover than you do to the left to get it to hold. Of course, the last time Christopher bowled on that left lane, he got it in a little bit, and the ball went straight through the break point and left him that super washout, which was a disastrous frame for Viale, and has now enabled Willemin to lock it up if he can strike here. And nice looking shot, strokes it out. Oh, he hit the pocket, did his job, and the ball comes in a little bit late to the pocket, leaves the 10 pin, and now he will convert this for 182, which is going to make Viale double and 9 to take the title, or take the match, I should say. And let's see how Willemin does. This is an important spare because it will affect Viale's fill shot should he find a way to double on this right lane. And he goes after the 10 pin and does indeed convert. Good shot, 182. The final for Mr. Willemin after a little bit of coaching from Viale. He's saying just stroke the ball out there, and he does. And it paid off because now Willemin gets a 182. Now Viale, simple situation, needs a double and 9 to take this match. Anything less, it will be Willemin moving on to face the number 6 seed Crystal Elliott. Once again, the 2026 Bowling Promotion Tour QubicaAMF Master Series. This is our first match. It's our 10th frame. And here we go. Christopher, it's do or die time, my friend. Let's go. And he's going to focus. He's been in this situation many, many times before. Very tough in the 10th. Tough pressure player. Let's see the shot. Not looking bad. Turn it up. And he... Oh, how does he do that? He mixes a 4-pin. What was that? He absolutely did his job. Watch this crazy pin action here. Look at that revs. He turns it up. He puts it right in the pocket. You could throw that 100 more times and not leave that spare that way. He leaves that 4-pin, and Viale's going to lose. And a shot where he really, really should have struck. That was really not a good break at all for Christopher, but he will certainly be back. And huge respect and props for Mr. Viale and, of course, Amy, his wife, for all they do to support bowling. And we are all very much indebted to them. By the way, he was also instrumental in trying to get bowling into the Olympics in an effort called Bowling for Gold. So thank you very much for that, Chris. Now he's like, come on, guys. Let's clap it up here. And they do for Christopher's last shot. He's going to switch to some kind of looks like a resin offering. And he makes a shot. Let's see if he's going to regret not doing that earlier. And it comes up and leaves the same 4-pin. So a 173 for Christopher, and it will be Arthur Willemin moving on to face Crystal Elliott in our next match. That will be on this same channel, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here for that match. And meanwhile, it will be an interview with Marc Chavet and Christopher. Look at this shot. That's Christopher's first frame, I believe. A beautiful shot there. And here's a nice shot by Arthur. This was with the Effect Tour. That was his first frame. And so, guys just nibbling around the pocket. Here's your statistics. Only 4 strikes for Christopher, 4 spares, and a couple of opens. That nasty super washout in the 9th was the undoing of Mr. Viale, but he'll be back. And Willemin, only 1 open and 4 strikes as well, 6 spares for 182, nudges it out, will face Crystal Elliott. And here is the interview by Marc Chavet. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in the next match.
Alongside Christopher Viale, it was one of those seesaw battles, Chris. Obviously, it could have gone either way today. Today did not go your way. No regrets.
No regrets at all. I met wonderful people, and the kid threw the ball really good. By the way, he's a scratch golfer, and he was so nervous. And I told him, like halfway through the match, just let it fly. Shouldn't have done that because he started bowling good.
He started bowling pretty good as well. So it's been a quite the week, really. This adventure that took you to multiple cities across France, multiple bowling centers as well. Just give us a recap of what it was like out there this week.
Oh, it was great. I love Bruno and Ado. What they do to promote bowling in France is incredible. We went to a center and we had like 40 kids from high school take a school trip to bowl with us. That was incredible. And then last night here, there had to be 100 people bowling the Pro-Am with us. Good job.
Thank you so much, Chris. See you next time.